Hello and welcome to Physics and Science News.
Today we're having a special energy episode on coal. First off, how was coal formed?
Plants from millions of years ago die and accumulate.
The plant matter becomes buried over thousands of years. It isn't exposed to the air anymore, so anaerobic bacteria decomposes it into something called peat.
Increasing pressure as time goes on takes out moisture and other elements to create the lowest form of coal, which is called lignite. Over more time, increased temperature and pressure causes it to turn into black coal, which has a higher density of carbon.
But how is coal being used in our homes?
To answer that question, we are now going to hear from our local coal miners, Timmy Thick and Bobby Fat.
Thanks, Konami. I'm Timmy, this is Bobby, and we work at the local coal mine. The first step is turning the coal into a fine powder combined with hot air, then blowing it into the boiler. After that, water is pumped into the boiler pipes, which intermixes with the hot air, causing it to turn into steam as hot as 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Then the steam is transferred to an area with many blades. The high-pressure steam turns the blades. The blades are connected to a shaft, which is connected to wire coils and magnets, which produces electricity.
Lastly, the electricity, which was created in the power plant, is then sent to a transformer, stepping up the voltage for power to travel through lines to another transformer. This transformer decreases the voltage to be taken to homes.
Thank you for that, Bobby and Timmy.
Now we're going to hear from Mr. Redford and Mr. V on the pros and cons of coal.
Thanks, Lit Fam. I'm Mr. Redford and this is Mr. V. Today we're going to tell you about the pros and cons of coal. One of the pros of coal is it is a reliable source of energy, unlike solar energy that could stop at any given moment. As long as there is enough coal, there is power. Another good thing is that it is very, very cheap. It is an abundant resource and not very costly to produce. It isn't expensive to extract and mine from coal deposits. Another pro is the safety. If the coal plant fails, the city will live on.
Now for the disadvantages. First, greenhouse gases are increasing global warming. Also, mining destroys mountains and habitat. And lastly, millions of tons of waste are produced in solid and liquid form.
Now we're going to speak to an Amazon explorer on the way it affects the environment.
Yes, I am Polo Marco, explorer of the Amazon. When coal is burned, ash particles fly into the air. This creates sulfur dioxide, which causes acid rain and leads to deforestation when the toxic chemicals get into the groundwater. In this process of mining, deforestation can also occur. Toxic heavy metals in the coal waste can kill the environment. CO2 emissions also occur, which increases global warming.
Wow, you really know your stuff.
Thank you, Sacagawea.
Recycle.
Okay, great. Now we're going to hear from an energy professional on effects of coal on the community. Hello, I am Professor Arangelo, Professor of Energy and Electricity at Harvard University. To get coal alone from the soil and rock, it has to be washed. This washing creates coal sludge, which is liquid coal waste. The coal waste, also called slurry, is handled by coal companies by created coal impoundments or ponds that store all the liquid waste. The liquid waste has mud and water, but chemicals are also put into it, like chemicals, some of which increase your odds of getting cancer. Dangerous metals are also present, like mercury, arsenic, and others. The impoundment slurry can seep into the groundwater and get to communities' water. This happened in Buffalo Creek in 1972. Air pollution from coal plants also affect nearby communities as well. The pollution includes sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and particulate matter such as fine coal ash and dust. Breathing in these things can cause cancer and other cardiovascular problems like asthma or worse. These pollutants can also cause acid rain, which contaminates waters.
Oh, very interesting. Thank you, Orange Jello.
It's pronounced a. And now back to Mr. Redford on the monetary cost.
In 2017, the average was $32.72 per ton. If it was delivered to the electric power sector, it was $39.09 a ton. The price for 1 kilogram of coal is 7 cents.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. Redford. Are there any other questions that you can answer for us?
No.
And that concludes today's news. Thank you for tuning in. We probably won't see you again.
Happy crafting! Bye!